Hey there, friends. I'm going to join in on this trend of people being asked what their favorite Bruce Springsteen songs are in honor of this Deliver Me From Nowhere film, which I haven't seen yet. I'll probably go see in the next couple days. The box set for Nebraska has been delayed. It was supposed to be out a week ago. Then it was supposed to be yesterday. Who knows? I just got an email saying, we don't know. So there you go. Even the boss can be held up. So I'm going to give you my Bruce Springsteen top 10 and maybe even throw in a bonus and a story I've never told before. Okay, number 10, Backstreets. My friend Craig Meskin and I, when we were in high school, I used to go ride my bike. He lived about 20 minutes away in the same town by bike, and I would ride up to his house, and we would literally have that soundtrack of Backstreets in our brains as we crisscrossed through the back streets of Syosset and Plainview, New York, in our ute. And it even led us to a gang encounter. We ran into another kid gang at one point who wanted to take us on. That was pretty funny. Backstreets was going through our brains the whole time. In conjunction with Backstreets, back in 1978, before it came out on the river, Bruce used to break down the middle of Backstreets with a song that we didn't know what it was called at the time. It became known later as Drive All Night. So number 9 for me is Drive All Night, because in the middle of Backstreets in concert back then, he would break it down before the big buildup at the end and play Drive All Night. We were like, oh my God, this is a new song. New songs are big with Bruce heads. And he just we were like, what is this? Whoa, what's going on here? And it was amazing. Of course, he nailed it. And the emotional impact was incredible. So Backstreets, Drive All Night. Number 8 is Independence Day, but not the Independence Day that ended up on the river. Back in 78, he did a version, I think from 78 to 80, he did a version before the river came out. That was way better, in my opinion. The live version, and I think it's available. There's a couple of shows. There's the Capitol Theater in 1978. There's Nassau Coliseum, which is the first place I saw him, June 3rd, 1978. Changed my life. And a bunch of concerts that are available now. There's a version of Independence Day on there, which I think beats the album version by far. So Independence Day, but the 1978 pre-album version. Brothers Under the Bridge. Brothers Under the Bridge, you say? Well, Bruce heads will know this song. Brothers Under the Bridge was recorded for the Ghost of Tom Joad, but left off in favor of perhaps the worst song Bruce ever wrote, called My Best Was Never Good Enough, which I actually erase from the album version. Like when I'm streaming it through my playlists and everything, I delete it from my playlist. That's how bad that song is. Brothers Under the Bridge should have been on the album. And for an A+ album, it would have made it an A++ album. I love The Ghost of Tom Joad. Brothers Under the Bridge would have made it better. Another Bruce solo record from Devils and Dust, Matamoros Banks. I think it's one of the prettiest melodies Bruce has ever written. When I used to go for hikes in Nashville and Warner Park, and I have a playlist called Bruce Acoustic, and I'd listen to it, and every time Matamoros Banks came on, it was like it lifted you, like on a cloud, and just like lifted you away. Matamoros Banks, it's a great story, one of his best melodies. Matamoros Banks. And now comes for story time, because from that same album is a song called Reno. Yes, Reno. And maybe many people don't know that song. But I was working on the Song of America with my aunt. I was at her house, 2005, when the Devils and Dust album came out. And here's a little known fact. There was only one person who turned us down for the Song of America. And that was Bruce. Yep, there's your little trivia question. The only person to turn us down was Bruce. Now, we don't know why. I mean, I never spoke to him personally. We talked to his management people, or somebody talked to his management people. It wasn't me directly. It wasn't my aunt. I don't know what went down, but he said no. We made sure we asked again, no. So when Devils and Dust came out and there was a song called Reno, I got the album and I was looking at the album. I'm like, oh, I said to her, I was standing right next to her. I'm like, oh, there's a song called Reno on here. And she's like, is it about me? Now, to be fair, before you jump to conclusions and say, oh, that's egotistical. No, it's not. Because she knew that he was the only person to turn her down for this record. And that could have been political. She didn't know what Bruce's political affiliations were. And the funny thing about the Song of America is ultimately I got positive feedback from people on the right and people on the left. It didn't matter. And that was the whole purpose of it. It wasn't supposed to be political. She didn't want it to be political. So she was wondering, maybe Bruce turned us down because he just didn't like her. I mean, plenty of people didn't like her. She was used to it, trust me. And I said, okay, let's put the song on. I listened to the song and I read the lyrics, and it's about a hooker, ostensibly. And I go, nope, it's not about you. And she's like, okay. So there's your little tidbit of the day. But I love that song, Reno, also from Devils and Dust. My next favorite Bruce song, Radio Nowhere. Scott Kempner and I were obsessed with this song because it was like somebody had injected Bruce with something. Like he had kind of lost us for a few years there, and there was some meandering going on. But as soon as he and I heard Radio Nowhere, we were like, okay, we're in. We're in. This is us. This is our kind of Bruce. This is our kind of music. It's just a fantastic pop rock song, and it should have done better. I know it did well. Should have done better. Amazing. Number 3, Youngstown from The Ghost of Tom Judd. I mean, here in Northeast Ohio, back in 1803, James and Danny Heaton found the ore that was lining Yellow Creek, and they built a blast furnace there along the shore. And they built the cannonballs that helped the Union win the war in Youngstown. Okay, enough said. I'm in. Another tidbit, Youngstown knocked Allentown out of the Song of America. My choice. We'll talk about Billy Joel someday. Number 2, I would say that for most of my life, this was my favorite Bruce song. It may still be my favorite Bruce song, even though I've got it at number 2. It's at number 2 because I think he's got one song that's better as a song. But my number 2 Bruce song is Darkness on the Edge of Town. My favorite Bruce album is Darkness on the Edge of Town. That will never change. It's still my number 1 album of all time of any artist ever. But Darkness on the Edge of Town, the song, that's it for me, man. Doesn't get any better than that. Still gets me right there. And my favorite Bruce song, because it's just an exquisitely written, fantastic song that shows the magnitude of his artistry and his writing ability and his storytelling and imagery. I mean, I don't know. It's just unbelievable. From Nebraska, Highway Patrolman. I mean, that's a movie. That song is a movie. Just blows me away every time. So that's my top 10. And I will throw one more in there. We'll make this number 11, but it could move anywhere in there. There's another recent era song of Bruce that Scott Kempner and I loved, and I miss Scott every day. Every day. I was thinking about him this week and got very sad. But another song that Scott and I loved from the recent Bruce era is Girls in Their Summer Clothes. I think that is another exquisite song that is not talked about enough. Didn't care for the album. I think it was on Magic, I think, right? Didn't care for the album, didn't care for the production. That song is aces. So there's my favorite Bruce songs. I want to know what yours are. And if you go see the movie, let me know. I want to hear your feedback. All right? Cool.